Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Street Urchin.
Is there anyone there to receive the message?
My goodness, can you believe it? We're steadily climbing our way to 200 subscribers. Yeah, I know those are,
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
So I'd like to thank you once again for your continued support. I'm hoping to make about 1,000 subs by the end of the month, but that would be, amazing. I was asked recently who my favorite ENTP that does MBTI content is, and my response was, well, I haven't seen one yet. As for those that claim to be ENTPs, I'm not certain they passed the Turing test, let alone a preference for extroverted intuition. I assume you know the ones I'm talking about. Mind you, I'm not an art appreciator. For example, I'm not terribly interested in visiting art galleries, and when I do, I'm simply there to criticize. You suck, Van Gogh. And of course I can do that from the comfort of my own computer with whatever tall cans were on sale. What I am, however, is an art creator. I would rather pick a genre and create something myself. I enjoy writing stories, I still draw on occasion. Now I've moved on to pointing out stupidity in MBTI. Mind you, I consider that less of an art form and more cathartic expression, because being a healthy ENTP simply means that you have the patience to deal with whatever weaponized dumb comes out of someone's gaping TE chasm. And in case you're wondering, I'm not healthy. Haven't been since 2005. Now, I'm not Heath Ledger's Joker tier unhealthy. I haven't reached the, you want to know how I got these scars? People are all rotten peanut butter. But, anything's possible. I'd have to imagine one of my moves around the country would inevitably lead me to an insane asylum. But until that time, I'll steadily build crazy points by reading the garbage from the Facebook groups. And I don't want to spend time watching a lot of other ENTP channels. I'm concerned it's going to send me right off the deep end. And that's more of a 5,000 subscriber mark kind of thing. Help me to help you. So I suppose today's video is going to be about how to spot ENTP pretenders, because I imagine there's a lot of them out there, and that in turn leads to people making posts about how their ENTP boyfriend is more emotional than they are. So just stop typing, log off of Facebook, and subscribe to my channel, because here you get the real deal from an ENTP who is fed up with everything.
Inside the bag are all the I give.
It's empty.
Alright, what are some more acute signs that you're not dealing with an ENTP? Revealing their feelings. Any ENTP over the age of 12 found out that knowledge is power, and has been practicing their poker face ever since. So even if an ENTP takes something personally, they will conceal their emotions the best they can, letting them out only with strategic value in mind. Side note, ENTPs process daily occurrences through introverted thinking, so being emotional about anything doesn't happen very often. It is not uncommon that when an ENTP cries once every 1,000 years, that a single tear will streak down their face, with little to no facial expression. It's the price you pay for forcing personal logic into every aspect of your life. Take that, childhood trauma. So if you catch an ENTP being regularly emotional, discussing their feelings constantly, or telling you about their morals and ethics, you've stumbled across a feelings monster. Hope you brought a pointy stick. Another big one is controversy. ENTPs are, of course, contrarian by nature. They don't want to agree with what the rest of the cattle agree with. They prefer the underdog position. That sounded more sexual than I anticipated. They would rather say things that the vast majority disagrees with, using logic and reason to persuade you to their side. I think Chainsaw Man sucks, by the way. So ENTPs don't just believe what's popular. In many cases, they'll state their displeasure just to start an argument. Don't fall for that.
It's a trap.
Socrates was executed after being found guilty of degeneracy and corrupting the youth. Which, yikes. I sympathize for those that don't have freedom of speech. So if you're talking to an ENTP that doesn't ruffle feathers, is a slave to trends, or of course believes that people's fan fiction on Facebook groups is a reliable source of information, you've got yourself someone that thought it would be cool to tell people they were an ENTP. Makes me sick to my ass. Supposedly, Alexander the Great was quoted as saying, "I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion." I'm not sure I could find a more relevant quote for the modern day. But continuing on with Socrates, ENTPs instinctively learn to use the Socratic method when arguing. According to family stories, I've been probing people, with questions since I was a young child, and I haven't yet met an ENTP in person that doesn't naturally use the same methods, which also seems to be the bane of INTJs. I don't know why. They just immediately resort to using appeal fallacies the moment you start in on them. Point being, the ENTP will typically ask you a series of questions about your position on the topic, in hopes of cracking the foundations, and leave you wondering if your whole life was a lie. Spoiler alert, everything is a lie, dummy. Alright, so so these were some fairly simple examples of how to deduce an ENTP Pretender. I assume it's got your wheels turning a little bit. Don't be concerned if you just found out that your favorite TV character isn't an ENTP. We'll assume you just got here and you're still shaking off the Reddit threads. All of it's cancer. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date with my comedic antics, the subscribe button isn't super far away. And remember that I have a Discord server set up, so you don't need to leave comments to have a back and forth. YouTube does not notify me in a timely fashion. As always, I have more stuff on the way. It might be a tier list for ENTP mistypes, just to keep my blood pressure up. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye!